We're in the car, so that means we're going somewhere. Amber, where are we going?
We're going to Orlando.
And why are we going to Orlando?
To check out Maker Faire today.
Yeah, it's Maker Faire Orlando, so come with us as we head to Orlando to check out Maker Faire.
See you there.
We are here at Maker Faire Orlando 2022, and this is a bit of nostalgia for me. Those of you that don't live in the Orlando area may not know, but Skycraft is effectively what Radio Shack should have been. Skycraft has been around since I was a kid, well before that. They used to be only a few blocks from where I lived, and I spent way too many days in there hanging out. And this UFO was always atop their business. But they have a new location, and they haven't yet gotten the permits to put this bad girl up. So they brought it over to Maker Faire for people to take a look at. This is nostalgia for me at the greatest level. So we're gonna be heading in to look at the vendors today. Come with us as we go tour Maker Faire Orlando. We are here at the Fulament booth, and there's some really exciting news that you guys got. Not just that you have some really pretty matte PLA, but what's going on here?
Yeah, local U.S. production coming soon to the Orlando area.
Now, you were previously producing overseas.
Correct,
and
yeah.
you've decided that bringing it into America, into the United States, into Florida is a good idea. What's the change?
Yeah, so we really matured as a company in 2020. So all we've ever known are COVID supply chain issues, and we've been battling with stock issues for almost 3 years now. And so we did the math, and it quickly made sense to begin doing U.S. production.
And what made you choose Florida?
Yeah, so I'm previously a New Yorker. I've been in New York my whole life. We've got plenty of vertical space in New York.
Yeah.
Horizontal space is really hard to come by.
Yeah, very true.
And so we found Orlando to be the perfect middle ground between having an urban area, but still rural enough to where manufacturing was feasible.
Well, that and, you know, the shipping hubs.
Yes, exactly.
You know, if you're right by the airport, it's just zipping right onto a plane and out of here.
Right on. And we're not too far from the Tampa Bay port, so it made perfect sense all around.
Absolutely, yeah. And you guys really have some good kind of basic colors. What other colors do you offer?
Yeah, so this is what we have left battling through the supply chain issues. Normally we have about 11 colors of our matte PLA.
Okay.
11 colors of our standard PLA and PETG, and then about 5 to 6 silk colors. All the lines will be expanding with both colors and materials once we get in-house production going.
Well, that's exciting because like we like trying to support American-made companies when we can, because, well, you get actual support from them.
Yes.
But also it's reliable quality. We've had suppliers overseas just change their formula and not tell anybody. And that doesn't happen generally here in the States because companies won't survive if they do that, right?
Yeah, customer support has always been like a -- 1 priority of ours. We got live chat on the website. You can even text us for support, and we love doing local community events. So all about supporting the U.S.
Maker Faire, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have some new software coming out here pretty soon. You're basically going to be competing with some of the big dogs out there, huh?
Yeah, so I love 3D printing and I love it as a hobby, but we really want to see 3D printing become a useful tool.
Yeah.
So we're working on a one-click 3D printing solution, making it more accessible in educational settings, manufacturing, and so we're working on some software streamlining along with Fulament.
I've talked about it from day one in that the biggest challenge that we deal with in this community is education. It's why we're building our own education platform for people, because ultimately the barrier to entry is not the materials, it's not the machines, all of that stuff has gotten cheap. It's how do you actually do it and not hurt yourself, hurt somebody else, or hurt property.
Yeah, it's the 400 slicer settings you have to learn to configure first.
Yeah.
And
now,
so
what is linear advanced? And and let's not even talk about Clipper once you start doing some of the hardcore stuff, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing with a 2D printer, right?
Yeah.
You just click print. You're not going in and messing with the jerk and acceleration settings of the motion system. It just works.
They actually have a sign-up page where you can sign up to get news about it. We'll put that in the description down below so you guys can see that and follow it along, because if you know anything about some of the paid slicers out there, one of them has not had an ounce of change in, 4 years, 3 years?
Yeah,
I'm looking at you, Simplify 3D. Come on. 5.0N. Ultimately, that barrier to entry, if you can bring it down, the cost is irrelevant.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Can you give me a hint on what pricing might be? What are you thinking? If you can't, it's fine.
We're still deciding. Yeah, we're not 100% sure there. We're not 100% sure. We'll work with the community on it. We're very active on our Discord server, and we ask for feedback from our users and customers all the time. And so we'll work on a price that works for most people.
That's what it's all about. And for the love of God, please don't make it like a monthly subscription. Please don't do that.
We might have to. We'll see. You'll see some of the features.
I can do yearly. I don't want to do monthly.
Yes, I agree. We'll do yearly.
Like a light burn way. We'll put links to all their information down below. And when you all are ready to launch that slicer, one, I'd love to get an early preview of it to have a video that goes live. But two, we got to get you on a podcast to talk about what it takes to actually build a slicer. Because for those that don't know, it's a lot of work to build a slicer. A lot of work.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'd love to.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet.
Likewise. We're going to keep going on. Let's go to the next booth. We are over at the Boca bearing booth here at the Orlando Maker Faire, and they've been producing ball bearings for over 30 years and are some of the experts in the industry. If you played with fidget spinners that were 3D printed, you most likely were buying Boca bearings to make them happen. And if you didn't, then, well, you messed up, right? We got Michael here. Talk to me about Boca. Talk to me about what you guys do.
Boca bearings started 36 years ago with remote control car and truck bearings.
Okay.
We branched off into more industrial sizes, and now we do pretty much any bearing up to a 4-inch inside diameter.
Wow.
We do it for hobbies, we do it for industry, and anything you need a bearing for. Our feature is ceramics and ceramic hybrids.
Yep.
So anything in a ceramic bearing, we'll have it available. We ship everything out of Boynton Beach, Florida.
Yep.
So we're very local to here, this area in Orlando. And we also like to promote our workshop where we produce 3D prints and have an internship with FAU in Boca Raton.
Yeah, you actually have some, these are really nice prints. What machines are you using to make these?
So I use Prusa Mark IIIs.
Of course, as you should.
So this is a multi-part print, took about 120 hours to print. Every piece snaps together and it uses 4 bearings, 2 here and 2 here.
And where did you get those bearings
rotates.
from?
I might have had them in my warehouse in Boca Bearings.
Had to.
And we do remote control cars and trucks. We're actually doing a giveaway with some other products that we 3D print in our workshop.
Those are great models. They really are great models.
They were fun to print. We partner with other companies to do promotionals, but our real hobby, passion is bearings. So we have our yellow seal line of bearings. This is a ceramic hybrid yellow seal. These are great for anything off-road in the RC industry.
And that's because they don't rust as easily.
That's correct. Ceramic does not rust at higher heat.
Yep.
Doesn't need any lubrication. They can run virtually dry. This is another type of ceramic bearing, and these are all 608s that you find in fidget spinners.
Yep. Or roller skates,
skateboards. Yeah. So.
It is the industry standard for ball bearings, and you have to have those. Everybody knows 608s. Everybody knows 608s. And literally all the way down to full ceramic.
Ceramics.
They weigh nothing.
They're very, very lightweight, non-corrosive, 100% non-metallic, so they can be insulated electrically.
Boy, howdy. Oh my gosh. The camera's not going to pick it up, but Ceramic has very, very low friction.
So just spinning that bearing, it just completely free spins.
Yeah.
No drag.
No, it's very, very little. It's a nice setup you guys got here. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
I love seeing the integration of the bearings into the products. You got a little EJ Subaru motor over there. I've used Boca bearings for years, well before fidget spinners.
I appreciate that.
It has always been good for me because when I need something specific, I can call you guys, because if you don't have it, you know someone that does.
We have 10,000 different sizes and styles of bearings.
Wow.
And about a 7 million piece inventory. So
Just a
if
little
we don't
bit.
have it, nobody has it.
Now that's fair.
Unlike you know what bearings are. Most people don't know what bearings are until they need bearings.
That's fair. Yeah. Most people don't know what wheel bearings are in their car
Right.
until they start to hear the noise and it's
Yep.
not their brakes. Do you do wheel bearings for cars?
We don't do wheel bearings for
Dang.
automotive.
I'm like, my car's 20 years old,
More
probably
in
needs
industrial
some.
sizes, anything hobby and industrial,
Okay.
and manufacturing.
And you've got actually samples of the raw materials over there, right?
So this is a silicon nitride ceramic ball. This is a solid ceramic ball. This will handle temperatures up to about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Only a little bit.
Yeah. Again, non-corrosive.
Can I feel that?
Yeah, sure. It's solid ceramic. And as a ball form, it's 7 times harder than steel.
Okay.
This is zirconia ceramic. Again, solid ceramic. This will handle about 900 degrees. And again, non-metallic.
That's dense.
Very dense.
That's really dense.
And of course, you've got your standard steel ball here,
Yeah.
which is standard chromoly steel.
That's really cool.
Then we got the miniatures of the same size.
So that's what goes into the 608s, right?
Yeah, about this size.
About that size, yeah.
530 seconds.
That's a really great setup. Thank you guys for coming out and
Appreciate it.
supporting
Thank
the
you.
maker community.
And we love the maker community, and that's why we're here every year we can be.
And of course, links to Boca bearings in that description down below. So if you need to get some bearings, go find them, check them out, and support them, because they are a local to Florida company that has been here for decades, and they support the community. They're here helping out. A lot of the bearings that you see here come out of Boca. Michael, thank you so much for really making awesome here in the community.
I appreciate the opportunity.
We're going to keep going to more booths. Stay tuned. On to the next one. We're over hanging out with the R2 builders, and there's some really awesome droids here. But Tom, I was told you're the 3D printing guy. This R2 is fully 3D printed?
Yes, this is 2,500 hours of 3D print time, probably 25 spools of PETG filament.
Oh, all PETG?
Yeah, all PETG. Well, there are certain parts in TPU, certain parts in nylon, but most of the structural parts you see are all PETG.
Wow, that's no joke, man.
No, it is a serious undertaking, and it's probably, like, the 3D printing part of it was the easy part.
Yeah.
The sanding and the finishing to get all the layer lines out and bring it back to,
You're doing Bondo and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually started, though, using photo resin and using that, curing it and sanding it down.
That looks really good.
Thank you.
And is this one yours? What about the others?
Yeah, this one is mine.
Whoa, hey, it's full. It's all the internals are there too.
Oh yeah, pretty much everything, and you can see all the gears inside and things.
Yeah.
Basically everything that can be 3D printed is.
Wow. Is that a big bearing up here?
Yeah, big Lazy Susan.
Right. This is a really nice piece of kit.
Thank you.
I was expecting just a shell. I didn't realize it was totally.
No, this is a fully
wired.
functional droid, yeah. And you can see even like the battery holders down there are 3D printed.
They're Ryobi batteries. Yeah.
And I've built a custom controller.
Of course, because why get off the shelf when you can make a custom, right?
Exactly. Well, a lot of builders use Bluetooth controllers and things like that. And it sounds great until you're in some place like MegaCon, where there's 10,000 people with Bluetooth devices.
Yeah, that'll
Suddenly
be a
your
problem.
droid doesn't work or it goes wonky. So I came up with a system that's completely separate from Bluetooth frequencies.
RF or Wi-Fi?
RF, it's in the 433 megahertz range.
Dude, this is a really. I was admiring it just because of the way that it looked. I didn't realize we had a fully functioning droid here.
I mean, it wouldn't be fun if it didn't roll around and go beep boop, right?
Well, that's fair. You are going to be painting this, or what's going to happen to him?
The reason why I'm taking so much time to sand him down and get him super smooth is I want him to be an Imperial droid, R2Q5 to be exact. So he's a very shiny black and copperish droid, and he's got to be automotive when I'm done. So
Can you talk? A lot of you guys are wearing the shirts. Talk to me about what the R2 Builders Club is.
Sure. So the Southern R2 Builders, we're part of the larger Astromech Builders group, which is worldwide, but the Southern R2 Builders is kind of like our Central Florida area group. There's probably 60 to 80 builders in the vicinity of Orlando.
Okay.
Probably, 120, 200 on this southern part of the East Coast. So, that's just a tiny, tiny fraction of the worldwide builders groups.
How many of you all are here today?
Say we've got probably 10 to 15 different builders here today.
Very nice. And you guys brought out some amazing, amazing droids, seriously.
Thank you.
I was not expecting that, so thanks for letting us peek under the hood there.
Yeah, no worries.
Or under the dome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to keep moving on. Let's get to the next booth. I don't know if it's going to be as cool as this, but stay tuned.
Slide to the right. Crisscross. Jump, jump. Crisscross. Jump, jump. Shot, shot, real smooth.
That's when you point to everybody else if you're the giant robot. You just say, look
Let's
at
go.
that jump! Yes, go!
To the left.
We're here at the Have Heroes cosplay booth, and we were walking by, and I saw it, and I said, oh boy. And then I heard him say that he uses ZBrush, and I knew that I had to come over because masochist is a masochist thing. You gotta, if you like ZBrush, you might hate yourself a little bit. Exactly. But we have Amy and Harvey here from Have Heroes Cosplay, and they make amazing products. Look at the detail, the cell shading, and the actual 3D printing looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it takes about 5 days to get through these things. A couple of different settings to go through. A couple of ones coming out a little bit too small or breaking in the middle of the night. You know, those kind of hardships.
Are you running Enders for the most part, or what do you run on for your printers?
This is all I have is my little Ender 3 Pro. I actually won it from a cosplay contest from that little guy over there, and that's what I've been rocking this whole time. I bumped the settings up really high so I don't have to sand it too much, and patience just kicks in.
That is the one thing that I've learned with cosplay, as someone that's never done it before, but talking to people that do cosplay, if you don't have patience, don't even try it. Because you'll go insane. You'll go insane. You guys have everything from 3D printed to just practical stuff with foam, correct?
Foam and Warbler. We design our own fabrics with spoonflower.com. So we can actually print out different fabrics, like this fabric over here has eyeballs and axes and little meat things all over it. Hers has a siren print mixed in with lattice and roses. Anything to kind of sell our characters. Hex print. We get like 3 new technologies with every cosplay that we do.
Now, how long does something like the Borderlands piece there take?
That piece probably took me a month or two to just kind of paint up, because it's really just a Slender Man mask with a couple of leather trims on it.
Oh.
But this piece right here took about 4 days to sculpt, about 5 days to print. We go from MegaCon to MegaCon, so it takes us about a year to finish a cosplay up. With COVID, it gives us a little extra time, so maybe 2 years, give or take. We have full-time jobs, so it's kind of hard to juggle some of that stuff together.
Can I ask what you do as a day job?
Sure. I am a game artist teacher at Full Sail University.
Are you really?
So 3D models is already what I do.
So you're ZBrush, Maya, Max, and all the others?
Yep.
Blender?
No Blender.
No Blender?
Just Maya and ZBrush.
Okay.
That's what they pay me to teach, and they give me all the gear for it. So.
I was gonna say you got a rockin' laptop there.
Thank you, Full Sail.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's Full Sail's $8,000 laptop.
Can I go to Full Sail? I need a new laptop.
Go for it.
We're over in Tampa, so you guys are local to the area then?
Yes, Winter Park, UCF over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she teaches at Colonial High School.
I am, yeah. I'm actually the school librarian at Colonial High School. So,
Really?
yes.
So school librarian has an alter ego of a professional. So do the
Yes.
kids know?
The kids do know. I actually did. I did a cosplay appreciation day last school year and dressed up as my Maya. And yeah, it was kind of interesting to see their jaws drop because they were like, "Who's that blue-haired lady with all this stuff on?"
Can we go take a look at them?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Maya, this was actually like my first cosplay build that I did for a convention. I had to learn a lot because I hand patterned this whole like bodysuit. The pants I modified and actually made from scratch. Same thing with I like pattern hacked a pattern from Joann's. So a lot of just Joann's patterns that I just hacked.
It works, it works.
Right, yeah. And just made it what I needed it to be for Maya. Same thing with like the The shoes, they're Doc Martens with Eva foam, just all over it.
That's it.
Yes, it's literally all covered in Eva foam. And like there's elastics for the top of the boot, but it literally is just like an Eva foam casing around the whole thing. And then of course painted and all of that.
But the paint brings it all together, right?
Yeah, that's what really sells the Borderlands style is the paint job. So, you know, that's really like the piece de resistance is how you paint it. So, yeah, that's what really brings it to life because when you're working on this stuff, you don't see it until you actually get to the end. And then once you add all that paint, those layers, it's just like, oh, wow, okay, this is where I want to be.
Amber, our lovely camera lady, has actually done some makeup to do all the cell shading, and it blew my mind. I'm like, wait, God, it looks just like the game.
Yes, I have had to do my own makeup many, many, many times. So yeah, I do. Yeah, the makeup alone is like, yeah, that's something you can't do, you know, ahead of time too. So when we've done conventions, yeah, it takes hours to get ready. For sure. So.
And this dress over here
yeah,
is just, I mean, unfortunately, I am not the biggest video game nerd, so I have no idea where this is from.
It's Maya. So we basically took our favorite characters, Maya and Krieg, but we decided to put a spin on it with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
So we did a mashup, and then we decided to make it more historically accurate. So the pattern that I use is actually accurate to the 1800s or 1700s. I mean, I literally made all of it from scratch. This whole corset was made.
The entire corset from scratch.
The entire corset is made from scratch.
Wow.
I just use, it's all fabrics and lacing from Joann's, and then zip ties. That's what's on the inside is zip ties. Yeah, you just never know. The petticoat, everything, the dress underneath, and all the I made all of that
beautiful.
by hand.
It really is.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is great work, seriously. I don't really have an amazing appreciation for the painting because I've never done it, but watching others do it, I've realized I am not cut out for that. It is not my skill set. I can rattle can, but it's just one color.
Right.
That's all we're doing is one color.
That's, but it's one of those things that you do it over time and, you get better at it. So, and I don't even feel like we are like the experts. We know so many other Borderlands cosplayers that have so many more like better cosplays than we do. But, it's one of those things, if you love it, you really work on it and you learn how to do better on it over the time. So,
Now, where can people find out information about you guys?
So we are on Instagram and Twitter at Have Heroes. So it's HAVH3ROES.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll link to all that down in the description as well. Seriously, amazing work, honestly.
Thank you.
It's really pretty. When we were walking past, I said, Amber, I forget what it's called. She's like, it's cell shading. I'm like, yeah, you did that kind of makeup once. I remember that. No, it was seriously amazing. And I love the shoes.
Thank you.
I love those shoes.
Yes. Oh yeah. Those I went and searched for trying to find historically accurate shoes. So American Duchess, they make historically accurate shoes for like 17th, 18th, 19th century. So yep, that was a had to have. And then I like patterned it myself with, actually I took the rose that's on his little breastplate over there, and I just patterned it onto the shoe and just gave it more siren feel, and then added the roses.
Well, thank you so much for showing us around. This has been it's inspiring to me. She's been talking about having me do a cosplay at some point. Amber really wants me to do a cosplay. And I've wanted to do Nikola Tesla just without the weird relationships with animals thing. This is amazing work. Keep it up. And school librarian. See, you can be anything and still be a cosplayer.
Yes.
It does not matter. Is your background, did you go to school to become a librarian? Or?
I did not, actually. I have a degree in print journalism.
So to all you out there that say, well, I didn't go to school for it, I don't know how to do it. You can learn. You can learn. So get out there and make something. Thank you again. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Again, links are in that description down below. Let's head to the next booth. Let's keep looking at awesome things. I know you just saw the Earth video a couple of weeks ago, but we are back at the Prusa booth here at the Orlando Maker Faire. And we got my buddy Matt, who is responsible for most of the awesome makes that I am aware of, because this guy runs an awesome Friday night call.
Oh,
But by Jay, he is a Prusa meter.
yes, yeah.
About 2 Prusa meters.
Yeah, about 2 Prusa meters. Yeah.
But talk to me about what's going on here, what you guys got, and
So we've got kind of our standard Maker Faire booth going on here at Maker Faire Orlando. It's been a great show, but we have all of our printers that are currently released. Everyone's here, of course, asking about the XL.
there's no XL.
Currently released printers are here from the SL1S resin printer, the Prusa Mini, Mark 3S Plus, the Mark 3S Plus with the MMU. And we've got everything going. Well, we're not printing in resin here because of,
resin
mess.
is toxic,
Yes.
we know this.
Yes, so we've got everything running. We've had a really great show, really great attendees. We love being back at Maker Faire. Been a really good time.
How are
So,
you enjoying Florida so far?
It's hot.
Yep.
Coming down from Maine, it's quite warm. Thankfully, in here in the building, it's air conditioned. It could be a little bit cooler, but I'm making it through. And
Yeah, it's almost 90 outside, and it rained earlier.
yeah. So it's not only hot, it's very humid.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, I mean, it's Florida, so as you expect, Florida things.
Par
But
for the course.
yeah, we've been having a really great time. Orlando's always a great show. If any of you guys ever get a chance to come out to Maker Faire Orlando, I highly suggest it, especially with the big fairs gone. This is one of the kind of premier fairs here in the U.S. It's been great.
Yeah, and you guys are one of the title sponsors, right?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, we're one of the larger sponsors that are in. And, we came in 2019, had a really great time. Weren't back for the past couple of years because of the pandemic, and, now we're back at Orlando. So this is our second Maker Faire for the year, and we hope to do a bunch more next year. So
Awesome.
if any of you guys are in an area that has a Maker Faire and it's a good fair, let us know. Maybe we'll show up in your town, too.
Yep. Probably Matt. You might be the one out there.
Yep. I tend to go to almost every event here in the U.S. that we go to, so.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and some beautiful prints, some things that we saw at the East Coast Rep Festival, some that we didn't.
Yeah.
So that's always nice that they're different.
Yeah. And did you get your printables badge?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So if you come to one of our events, we have a QR code, and you get to scan it, and you get a badge, and it's an ascending badge. The more events that you go to, the next levels that you'll be able to get for printables.
Yep.
So another rewards program, yeah.
Still, one of my favorite things about printables is that gamification, because
Yeah.
y'all did it right.
Yeah, totally.
There are so many ways to do it wrong,
Right.
and you did it right.
Right, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and again, even for us internally, it's like, I go to the shows and I'm like, getting the next level on the badge.
Well, and I just saw 10,000 Prusa meters gets you a mini.
10,000 gets you a mini. Yep, all thanks to Flowlistic. All of those little low poly Pokemon are paying out for them now, and
Apparently.
so yeah. So I was really surprised that Joe decided to go that route. I think it's great for the users. It's a great option. I'm surprised that it happened, but I know a lot of people are super excited about that. And if you're out there trying to get the meters, I run a contest on printables every single week. The grand prize is 400 meters. That goes a long ways. We've had some repeat winners and things, so
It's like,
get
what,
in there and
1/25th of a mini.
it's something like that.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it gets you someplace, and that also will get you on the front page and get you attention that will help get you more meters in the future.
Printables is great. Analytics are now released.
Analytics are out. Dark mode is very soon. People are super excited about dark mode.
Because if you use light mode, you're a terrible human. Terrible human.
I mean,
Dark
it depends
mode
on the
for life.
situation, of course. Each their own, but dark mode wins.
Dark mode wins.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Again, good seeing you.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
We'll see you guys in the next booth. Let's keep going, but come on. It's Prusa. You gotta love it. I know you guys have seen this in the B-roll, and if you haven't, then maybe we forgot to include the B-roll or we didn't include this bit. But we are here with Allison Chase of Allison Chase Cosplay, and holy crap! Do I really look at it? I'm told this is actually not a robot. And in fact, there's a person inside of it. It is a puppet.
They're all puppets. That's Puppet. This is Puppet. That used to be a puppet before he broke. He's still kind of a puppet, Snowball.
Where are my testicles, Summer?
What does
Yeah,
it look
robots
like to
are
build
hard.
this?
Puppets are better.
I mean, that's fair. What does it look like to build something like this, though?
messy. I'm not
Messy.
an organized maker. There was about 40 cans of expanding foam involved and a lot of chicken wire. There's the PVC, so basically skeleton PVC, then wrap it in chicken wire, then spray that in a layer of foam, then sand that down, cut it down, layer of paper mache, and then paint, and then moss. So
It looks great.
paint makes the difference. It makes it look heavy. It makes it look wet. It makes it not look like garbage. My ugly phases on my creations are really long. Everything has a really long ugly phase, and then the last week it like all comes together and looks better once it's painted. So.
I've had an ugly face for 32 years. I'm hoping to get out of it eventually. But this really does look great. When we first came up to it, I had legitimately just thought that rather than a puppet, it was just kind of programmed to do stuff.
Oh yeah, no, people think it's a robot. It's not. I can't make robots. I don't have that kind of tech.
So on the inside, I'm guessing those cameras feed a screen where they're able to see what's going on.
Yep, it is literally a dash cam.
You know, honestly, that's brilliant.
Yep, it's a trucker's dash cam and like rear view camera. I just mounted those inside and it goes to a little screen.
And are they just in there turning it manually, or is there a motor to turn everything?
Nope, it's a manual turn. It's all on wheels. The Omnicasters on each side. The base plate is like this.
Okay.
And there's a Omnicaster on the bottom and an Omnicaster on the side.
Ah.
So the side wheels keep it turning on the side, and then the top turns it on that. So.
And it looks like 3 pieces total, maybe?
Yep, and it all comes apart, and the wall comes off, and then we can put it in a truck and transport. Actually, the base flips up on its side on wheels, and then it can be scooted and rolled.
Now, I do have to ask, how does the person get in it?
Oh, so this wall comes off, and there's a hatch, and they can come out the hatch.
Okay.
Celeste, you want to come out the hatch? Come out the hatch. She can come out the hatch. You want to see?
Sure. If you don't mind. Well.
It's not elegant. So these are my vines.
Oh yeah.
The vines are handles.
Oh.
Hello. Your ears. Yeah, haha, you found me. You found me.
Well, it looks like the styrofoam insulation stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have my comfort products, and that foam is what I made Power Loader out of. So you just kind of gravitate to the materials you're used to working with. It's a joke how much I use expanding foam. Everyone's like, who has expanding foam? I bet Allison has some expanding foam.
Do you have a sponsorship yet?
No.
But they should. Hey,
Contact me,
great stuff. Hit her up, links in the description.
So like I use it to glue the foam boards together because then the expanding foam fills in any gaps. I don't make things accurate or straight or clean, so it fills in a bunch of gaps, and then I sand it down, and you know, I start out with something really ugly like this, and just over a lot of work and paint make it look decent. I'm gonna be super honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just keep messing with stuff and it just keeps working.
I mean, but that's what making is, right?
Like
I'm not.
I can't do classes or commissions or teach you because I don't know what I'm doing. I just keep messing with stuff and it just keeps working.
Well, when we walked in the first time, camera woman Amber, her eyes lit up for the cat bus.
Yeah,
absolutely loves cat bus.
Also a puppet.
Yeah, well, I saw the wheels and I thought, well, okay, maybe that's just so they can wheel it in and out.
No. That's because the legs move.
Oh.
Have you ever seen those Coco dancers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same concept. So like you attach your legs in the middle there,
Yep.
and then as you walk, it walks the entire legs.
Oh, that is.
And then this is just 2 PVC pipes.
Oh, yeah.
And it just pushes it from each side. It's just really long PVC pipes, and it pushes one side of the head and the other side of the head. Easy peasy, simple.
Transporting this, I have a feeling might be a little complicated.
Not this one. This one comes apart and folds like a tent. This is the easiest one to. So all the legs are the hardest part to transport because they're the biggest, and I can't collapse them. But everything else collapses down like a tent. The PVC comes apart, the head comes off. We just go ahead and store the legs.
Was that intended, or did you just get lucky?
No, it was intended. After Snowball was hard to transport and Power Load was hard to transport, I wanted something that was easy to transport. And that was going to be my goal for all my cosplays. And then I made the Guardian, and I was like, nah, whatever.
What are standards? Just go for it.
Whatever.
The Guardian is objectively amazing. And NeoPixels everywhere, as one does.
Yeah, people on the internet keep being like, you need to diffuse that. I'm like, I do what I want. I make it the way I want. That's it. If I wanted to diffuse them, they'd be diffused. If I cared enough, they would be, but I don't, and I don't mind it.
2 years now on YouTube has taught me don't listen to the haters, because boy, some comments are mean.
I just tell them, like, when you make it, diffuse them.
Bingo.
Make your own. Like, I don't own I don't own Guardians. Everybody can make one. Like I have instructions for the power loader and a couple other things on Instructables.com. So like, if you don't like the way I did it, that's awesome. You should definitely make your own. I'm all here for me. Let me know what improvements you make. Like, that's what it's about. Like, you see something, you like it, you make it better. And we work together as a community, we all make it better.
Well, that's what it's about. It is about that community, about working
Yeah.
together and improving every step of the way.
Exactly. Like, if you see something in, like, a cat bus and like, man, that could have been done better, awesome, I would love to see it. Please make it. Because I don't have time. I'm on my next project.
What is the next project? What are you working on right now?
Kurt Titan.
Yeah? Could be fun.
It'll be a thing for people who don't watch anime because they're going to be like, why? I'm a little desensitized from having watched Attack on Titan so much to like the weirdness of some of the characters, but non-anime people, they're not maybe as desensitized. So it's just a very large naked baby walking around with guns on its back. So we'll see how.
As is the American way.
We'll see how it goes. And a duck face.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna turn some heads with that one.
Yeah,
Are you gonna do a fig leaf or what's the plan?
Well, it's kind of got a Ken doll, so unless MegaCon like wants to censor it, it's really just a butt, and butts are allowed on TV. So
Butts are fine. Yeah.
butts are fine.
Oh, that is it.
They can't get mad at a butt. We can make it a diaper if they get mad.
How big is this piece gonna be?
Well, I have measured the doors at MegaCon, so it will be at least not 3 feet wide. 3 feet wide is the limit for the downstairs double doors, but the upstairs classroom doors, it needs to be like 33 inches wide. So that's like the limit.
I like how you're saying it is going to MegaCon, but I have to make sure it fits through the door.
Yes.
So I'll make it as big as I can and still fit it through the door.
Yes.
That's a good way to way to do a
That's my
project.
limit. I have a friend who works at Orange County, and I'm always like, hey, can you measure the elevator? Can you measure the doors? Can you measure this like route? Can you please get me a floor plan? Because I have to go in knowing where I can and cannot fit. So.
Right. I love that you even have some methods here to show people how you got to where you are.
Yes, this is all stuff that I learned in theater. So if you want to learn how to make stuff that is fake but looks great, look to theater people and props makers and people who make the flats for the theater department. That's where I learned all these techniques. Stone and stuff is just making fake stuff for sets.
Honestly, Allison, I am blown away. Some really amazing cosplay and some big pieces. I think you have the largest cosplay pieces here.
Well, that's because Fred didn't bring his orc.
That's fair.
To be fair, that one's 10 feet tall, I think.
Well, that means you just need to go bigger next time.
Yeah, I'm just local. These big projects wouldn't be possible if I didn't have my Maker FX maker community. So, like, Snowball and the power loader were made in my one-bedroom apartment, and that was very difficult because I didn't have any tools. But
I can imagine.
Once I joined Maker FX in Orlando, and I suddenly had an entire shop at my disposal, so became my options.
Yes.
So given the options and the tools, I now just keep doing crazier stuff because I've been enabled by my maker community. They're terrible enablers for crazy ideas.
That is the one problem this community has, is we just
Enable each other to just spend way too much money on crazy ideas.
I will gladly watch you from a distance and enable you to make it, and then I will just try to absorb as much as I can.
Yes, so the community is like, yes, Allison, you should absolutely make a cart Titan. And my handlers are like, why are you putting us through this again?
Yep.
The most dangerous thing that can ever come out of my mouth, and my handlers dread this, and the cosplay organizers dread it, but if I say the words, but wouldn't it be cool, they know that it's going to be a headache for everyone and a logistical nightmare. But it will be cool, but it's going to be a huge pain, but it's going to be so cool, but it's going to be so difficult.
This is what goes on in my head constantly, right? It's but we could do this really big. But Grant, where are you going to put it, Grant? Where are you going to put it? Power loader's coming in. We caught him dancing outside for a bit.
Right foot, 2 stomps. Left foot, 2 stomps.
You really do need to have a handler at all times, huh?
At all times. That's Pat, actually. You should have a chat with him. He's been my handler for 4 or 5 years now.
The one in the loader or the one
helping him through. Yeah,
okay.
He's the ultimate handler, man. You should definitely have a chat with him. He'll tell you all about being a handler because, none of this is possible without my handlers. I absolutely can't get in. I can't get out. Pat, come be an interview with us about being a handler.
Or something.
We're on YouTube.
Oh, hey, all right.
This is my handler, Patricio.
Hi, how you doing today?
Not too bad, man. Allison said I got to talk to you about what it's like to be a handler for cosplayers that don't understand. Let's not go to the nines every single time.
So for handling and cosplaying is a very, very important job because the thing is, the fabricator of the cosplay has no control of their surroundings. They don't know, they might not know where they're going. They've had limited visibility, limited mobility, and it's up to the handler to make sure they don't break anything or hurt nobody or hurt themselves.
Yeah.
With that being said, it is a torture working with Allison because every year it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And I've seen the plans for her next cosplay, and I'm already telling myself there's no way she can get bigger after that one. But knowing Allison Chase, she's gonna go bigger. So far, it's been a success all around. You got the power loader, you got Cat Bus, you got the Guardian. Whatever's left, the snowball, it is what it is.
The Guardian, I thought the Guardian was remote controlled.
Yeah.
Technically it is, but there's somebody inside of it that was hilarious. Is that all the foam as well?
This is all that same foam. Almost all of it. This I made in 6 weeks because nobody told me how long these projects took.
6 weeks.
Nobody told me how long it was supposed to take, so I was like, I got 6 weeks, and then I just threw it together.
That's nothing.
I didn't know that at the time. I thought 6 weeks was a really long time.
No, that's a great job for 6 weeks. Jeez.
But you can see it's not that smooth. And I made this in my apartment. But I didn't have a tool. I cut everything with box cutters, and I had no power tools. I didn't even have a drill bit. I just used broken PVC. The less you have, the more creative you just have to be.
That's true.
But it doesn't limit you. You just have to, if you can just be extra creative, you can get away with most stuff.
What is your favorite tool to use now that you have access to tools?
I like saws. They cut pretty fast. It's a lot better than a hand saw.
Band saws are pretty great.
I don't like hand sawing is really hard, but I like box cutters. I work a lot with foam, so.
Use the hot wire cutters yet?
I didn't really. They broke too much. I cut through a lot, and they just kept breaking.
They do.
They were from Amazon, so I haven't tried a good one.
Allison, thank you for showing us around. Thanks for the behind the scenes as well with the Guardian. This is really, really cool. You do amazing work.
Oh, thank
Seriously.
you.
And on quite literally a whole nother level.
Oh, thanks.
Guys, links to Allison and all her work in that description down below. And great stuff. Reach out to her, help her out or something. Or Home Depot, or are you a Home Depot or Lowe's girl?
It depends on what's closer.
Home Depot,
time.
Lowe's, hit her up, fight for
Yeah.
who wants to be her title sponsor, okay?
And listen to Patricia's podcast with a side of chaos.
With asideofchaos.com.
You really do have a podcast voice, don't you?
Yes, I do.
What is the podcast? What does it do?
So it's a magnifying glass on Orlando to show the world that we're more than just theme parks. We talk to the creative, the diverse, the talent that gets overlooked because of mouse. Nothing against the mouse, but there's a lot more than roller coasters here in Orlando.
We should talk. An amazing booth, so much amazing stuff here. We're gonna roll some B-roll of everything that we've seen throughout Maker Faire. So excited, stay tuned. There you have it, Maker Faire Orlando. We saw everything, so we're actually only gonna do the one day. It was a lot of fun. Some really awesome creators there. What was your favorite thing, other than seeing Matt again, and Dave?
I just like seeing everyone selling what they make and showing their passion for what they make in the maker community.
For me, it really was seeing all the passion. It's not something that we get to see very often. It's fun when you can kind of pile it all into one location like that. A lot of people that we've never met before, some people that we've obviously met, of course, Matt from Prusa, Dave Randolph from Printed Solid, of course, we'll card to those videos so you guys can take a look at them. Yeah, Maker Faire was a lot of fun. Definitely would go to one again. It's our first Maker Faire ever. Really excited to see what else comes out of these Maker Fairs, and hopefully they get back into it, because I know a lot of the larger fairs are kind of not doing their thing anymore. They're out. So that's really it, guys. Comment below. Let me know what your favorite place was that we went to. And if there's anybody that we missed, let us know. And anyone, if you were featured in this video, or if you weren't and you did see us walking around at Maker Faire Orlando, hit us up. We'd love to get you on a podcast. I think it'd be really cool to start talking with more makers once again. But that's all we got for you guys today, or tonight. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always,
Keep making awesome.
have a good one. Oh, that's awesome. Is this one of you all too?
Not a joy builder, but
It's obviously Solid Snake.